Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another live stream, another March Madness live stream. I'm wondering, is the screen okay? Is the screen correct? I've zoomed it in a little bit. Auburn just missed a very important free throw. They're going to have to miss this one now. Your Final Four is still alive. Well, yeah, I think most people's Final Four is still alive. There's been no 2-15 upsets, so yeah, he missed it on purpose and they got the rebound. Yeah, Auburn loses. It's an Auburn choke. It's unfortunate. You know, Auburn, if you guys remember when Auburn made the Final Four, they were in that 5v12 game against New Mexico State. And I correctly picked Auburn to go to the Final Four, but they almost lost to New Mexico State. They won that game by 1 point. If they could have gotten out of here with a win, who knows what happens, but it's the tournament. They end up losing to Yale. And there's a injury to insult right there. Yeah, both the Mountain West and the SEC have not had good showings, that's for sure. You trusted me with Florida, your life is over. Listen, what did I say about Florida? Florida played the exact game I expected them to play. Listen, this is what they do. It's going to be a close game. They were 1.5 point underdogs. It's a shot here, a shot there. It's like 103 to 100. What do you want me to say? The Florida game was even crazier. Well, the scoring was a lot more, but this game was crazier. Because I did not expect Yale to win. A 10v7 game. Let's go, Duke. Yeah, well, Duke is about to tip off against Vermont. That's the second, the second biggest upset? What happened to Auburn? They just choked down the stretch. I mean, they were in control of that game. All good. The center getting hurt them. I mean, but even if they had their center, man, that's what Florida is. They're going to play close games against everyone. Does all of this bode well for Houston? Yeah, dude, do you have Houston? Dude, Houston is about to run through this region. This is amazing news. You guys see Marquette today? Marquette narrowly lost. They were down by 7 at half. They're a terrible 2 seed. No, my bracket is, it's fine. I've got all my Final Four teams. Thoughts on your Final Four? Kentucky, Iowa State, New Mexico, Oregon. I think it's a troll. I mean, you've got no 1 seeds. I know technically it can happen, but whenever I see a bracket like that, Kentucky's a 3 seed who had a terrible defense. Iowa State's a 2 seed with a horrible offense. New Mexico, I can understand the trendy pick. Oregon, it's just, if you're going to choose a team like Oregon, you have to choose more stable teams around. Grambling up. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have the Grambling game. So I will be live streaming a 1v16 game. Any perfect brackets left? Yeah, there's going to be like 1 left. There's going to be a few left, I'm sure. There's 10 remaining. Your women's bracket has 9 straight wins. Well, it is a lot easier to pick the women's. Is your bracket busted because you had Auburn losing the championship game? Well, that's going to hurt, yeah. You need to at least get the national championship winner right. Yeah, 10 brackets remaining. What do I think about UConn, Creighton, Arizona, Marquette. I mean, it's wide open for UConn. UConn, it seems, now with Auburn out, seems UConn and Arizona, very nice. Marquette, it could happen. I mean, I don't really like Marquette. Creighton, I guess it could happen. As long as you have four teams remaining, as long as you've got your 4 teams left. Now, Bijan's bracket is not perfect. He had Western Kentucky winning. That's when he lost it. You live in the Philippines? Yeah, I know a lot of people are moving to the Philippines. It's a strange situation. St. Mary's in the Final Four, that's your only big reach. Yeah, I mean St. Mary's, they're in a tough 5v12 matchup, but I think they'll win. Screamed at the end of the Yale game. That was a crazy ending. Loved my vid about new election math. Normally, whenever I live stream, I do these live streams. People, they don't want me to talk about politics. Horrendous officiating in the Florida game. I find it hard to complain about officiating, man. People don't like hearing people complain about officiating. That's why I never do. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Because everyone has their own perspective. Everyone has their favorite team. Your entire personality is living in the Philippines. I think he does mention that a decent amount. It's an interesting place to live. I hear it rains a lot there. Arizona as champ. Yeah, it could happen. What's up, man? How are you? Speedy Gonzalez, what's going on? Your bracket got fucked in a 5-minute span with Auburn and Florida. Well, I mean, it depends. If you had both of them in your Final Four, yeah, that's not good. But people overreact with their bracket. They don't understand how it takes. It depends who your Final Four is. Thoughts on Wagner? What an irrelevant game that was, man. Nebraska's up by 4. That's a nice little 8. Wow, look at that game. 17-13, 5 minutes into it. And I think I'm gonna turn this Vermont game on. This Vermont game is about to start. Vermont is an interesting team. Possibly another 13 over a 4. I didn't predict it, but who knows? No one's going to have well, no one ever has a perfect bracket. Charleston versus Alabama, thoughts? I'm sure everyone is expecting Charleston to beat Alabama now. The Rock and Elon are God ticket. Oh man. You're going way down the line with that. The Rock, yeah, in 2028. South Carolina. Listen, I don't know about the women's, man. I don't know about the women's. You want Vermont? Yeah, Vermont has some analytics that suggest they might be able to win. You really thought New Mexico would beat Clemson? Listen, so did I. We have to understand, when a team shoots 3 of 23 from threes, it's tough. When you have a stinker like they shot 29% from the field. You picked Colorado to go to the Sweet 16. You mean Colorado or Boise? I'm just kidding. But technically, yeah. You had them in the Elite 8. Well, then your bracket is still alive. I mean, as long as you have Final Four teams. Trust me, guys, the points you get for Final Four, your bracket will go from the 60th percentile to the 98th if you have three of the 4 Final Four teams. Oh, Vermont starts off with a 3. It's going to be one of those days for Duke. Clemson was horrible all season. They were good early in the season. I mean, or else they wouldn't have made the tournament. They were good early in the season. They were bad late. How is your bracket? My bracket's doing well. Everyone who picked NPC Final Fours with all chalk is loving their lives. Yeah, I know. That's the whole point. I picked an NPC final. Well, I picked two one seeds and two twos. But yeah, there's been there were no 15 over twos. I don't know about Marquette, man. They were losing. They were losing by 7. Come on, let's be honest. Can't believe Auburn got upset by Yale. Oh, yeah, it's very surprising. Obviously, it's the tournament, so, you know, it is what it is. Can't believe New Mexico got beat. The West region. Ivy is actually pretty good. Yeah, they have been good. They had Yale. I think Harvard had a run too a few years ago. If Purdue loses today, should Matt Painter be fired? Come on. I mean, he's not going to get fired. They're a one seed again. 15 beating a 2 4 years in a row is unlikely. I mean, yeah, but you can also say if it's happened 3 years in a row, it could happen again. Cameron, I appreciate it. I had Auburn in the Sweet 16 for the leverage. Big ups to all the computer models at Advance. Yeah. Well, listen, Auburn, if you only had Auburn making the Sweet 16, I believe that's what most people had. I think the real leverage was actually picking Auburn to go to the Final Four, which people would roast, but they don't understand how leverage works. There was good leverage, yes, in picking Auburn to go, honestly, to the national title, because UConn was in their region and analytically they were the best 4 seed by far. They were actually better than 3 and 2 seeds. And listen, people say, oh, now Auburn sucks. Remember when Auburn made their Final Four run when they were a 4 seed or a 5 seed? They won the first game against New Mexico State by 1 point. So this is just the tournament, right? You know, saying these teams suck, they're terrible. This is 1 game sample sizes. Let me see if I could fix it. Tell me if it focuses, because sometimes it does blur me. Your best bracket has Duquesne, or Duke University. LCS. Did you see the schedule? Why are they playing a 10 a.m. game? If you look at the schedule tomorrow, there's a game in Utah that starts at 12:45 Eastern. SEC choked hard. Chat text is blurry. Well, I might have to look and see if there's something actually wrong with it. Yeah, you are right. That it does make more sense to say that, but it seems like you're saying Duke. I mean, because they're playing right now. Yeah, Duke is up 6-3 now. Kentucky, Auburn. Auburn has to be the biggest upset. But people say, well, Kentucky's a 3 seed, but Kentucky has a terrible defense. It's understandable they would lose. Oakland might make a run. Well, they got NC State. They could easily beat NC State. Well, a lot of us only had Auburn to the Sweet 16. It really doesn't hurt our brackets. We only had Auburn to the Sweet 16. So it actually helps us because people picked Auburn to go deeper. Chat text looked fun. Yeah, but how is my how's my webcam quality? Tennessee the real deal. I would caution people against, like, listen, I've seen teams like 1 seeds and 2 seeds blow out like bad 15 and 16 seeds and then lose the next week or the next game. It's just, I mean, I know Tennessee looked dominant. I mean, look at UConn. Can I check Discord? I'm afraid to check that, man. What did you post? Let me actually turn this volume down just in case it gets freaking. Oh, I'm glad nothing auto played. We've got Vermont and Duke in a good game early on. Vermont goes up by 2. Texas A&M and Nebraska. Yeah, that should be a good game. That's an 8v9 matchup. Should be a close finish. And then Grambling and Purdue, which I believe the exact same start time as Purdue's loss last year against the 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but it is an interesting start time. With Auburn losing, oh, there's a much better chance UConn makes the Final Four now. What if Purdue loses to a 16 seed? Yeah, it's not going to happen. There's no way. It'll probably be a very boring game, I have to say. Also, the Alabama game. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to think Alabama's going to lose. It's understandable the way the SEC has played. Doesn't fill the void college football does. Well, they're different sports, you know. Obviously, you have some people that like college football more. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people like college football more. And then some people that like March Madness. The problem is college basketball, it's just there's not a big enough fandom in it. Mainly because a lot of these kids are not even going to college. They're going to that G League. But apparently that's been disbanded now. Odds of Duke to the Final Four, it's possible. I mean, they're a 4 seed. They've got the talent. They've got some vets. UConn, North Carolina. I don't think North Carolina makes it. No, I'm against North Carolina at this point. I don't think Marquette makes it either. Purdue, How did I go from the 96th percentile to the 94th? Wow, that's surprising. Maybe it updated another game. Colorado versus Florida was the first March Madness game to go over 200. That's kind of sad. I mean, you would think there'd be at least one game that would be like 120 to 82 or something. Final Four are UConn, Baylor. Baylor did look good, I'm not going to lie. NC State and Oregon? That's a troll bracket, brother. Still have seven of 8 Elite 8 teams and all your Final Four teams. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You're fine. You're fine. Any new Tinder stories, dude? I don't have those apps, man. Come on. Somebody in the group has Grambling to win the tournament. Seems legit. Seems realistic. Texas A&M goes up by 5. Come on. Oh, Nebraska just had a 4-point play. The thing just updates randomly. They literally just gave Nebraska 4 points. You went from the 88th percentile to 35th in a game? There's no way. Seven of 8 and all your Final Four, yeah. Your AI picked Illinois to win it. That surprises me. I would figure the AI would pick. I would figure the AI would pick UConn. Or Houston. Do you think I still got a shot with one Final Four team out and one Elite Eight team out? Well, who's your Final Four team that's out? Is it, Auburn is out, I would imagine. I mean, yeah, you still have a chance. I don't know. Some people have been telling me that they picked, New Mexico to the Final Four. Do you think Clemson can make a run, or was beating New Mexico? Well, I'd have to see who they face, honestly. I'm not high on Clemson. Listen, you have to give Clemson credit. They blew out New Mexico. But New Mexico just threw up a stinker. I mean, when you go 3 of 23 from 3, it is what it is. 5 of 16 and all of your Elite Eight and Final Four, well, all of these Ivy League, Jesus. Well, who did... Oh, they might... I don't know who they play. Cousin picked Drake over Vermont in the title game. How old is he? Who is my Final Four? Houston, UConn, Arizona, and Tennessee. Final Four was Auburn, Arizona, Tennessee. Wait, your Final Four was Auburn, Arizona, Houston. I mean, yeah, you're still... Wait, you had Florida and Auburn in your Final Four? I think you're going to have... No, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense because Florida would be in Houston's region, right? Yeah, there's 10 perfect brackets left. They'll probably all be eliminated. Clemson versus Baylor. I like Baylor, but I mean, Baylor's going to be favorites. We'll see. I don't know. Baylor did look good. Was my tweet about UConn surviving a troll? Well, yeah, that had to have been one of the biggest bludgeonings I've seen in tournament history. I mean, wasn't it 52-19 at half? I think they were up like 9-0. That game was never within like 15 points. It was crazy. Baylor over Clemson. Yeah, I mean, I would expect that. You have FAU. Yeah, FAU, a lot of people were picking. I don't know, not a lot of people, but people were picking Florida Atlantic to go pretty deep. Looks like Duke has gotten out to a decent lead. Higher scoring game in Nebraska to A&M. Almost 29-28 with 10 minutes left in the first half. Those teams might both drop 100. No, it's too early. DeVry versus... UNLV? Well, I think UNLV might still be in the NIT. Yeah, rest in peace to the 15 seeds. That's unfortunate, man. Chances of Texas beating Tennessee... I mean, I hope it doesn't happen. I think it's going to be a good game. Texas is going to give Tennessee a run. They are. If Tennessee can survive that, I think they're going to be fine to the Final Four. You're terrified that Nebraska will beat Houston? No chance. There's no chance of that. But Nebraska, this is a good offensive game between Nebraska and A&M. I would like to see Nebraska take on Houston. Oakland beating NC State. Yeah, that'll be a... But now Oakland has momentum. NC State's kind of a... I mean, listen, NC State's had a good run too. If Duke loses, you think JJ Redick will take over as head coach? They're gonna move on already. You had Kentucky, Auburn, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I mean, you went all SEC. What the hell? You bought the St. Peter's Kool-Aid? Yeah, but I mean, even if you pick St. Peter's, there's no way you picked them to go far. Maybe the Sweet 16 at best. Man, what was going on there? A technical foul or something? Jesus. Dude, this Purdue game gets pushed back to 8 o'clock at night. That's hilarious. Come on. How are you pushing the game back to 8 o'clock at night? It was supposed to start at 7:30. 7:25. Will the Bama game be on here? Yeah, they're probably going to push it back until 9 o'clock. That'd be my guess. They just push everything back in this tournament. Who's my Final Four and national champ? Houston, Tennessee, UConn, Arizona. National champ is Houston over Arizona. Yeah, there's an ACC narrative. ACC performing well in the tournament, that's for sure. Although we'll see what happens with Duke. I mean, Duke is, they're handling business right now. SEC is having an extinction, yes. Why do I like Arizona? I just think Tommy Lloyd, after losing last year, they're due for a deep run. I mean, I guess you could make that argument with Purdue as well. I don't know. Purdue's the exact same team. Listen, Arizona has their flaws. Don't get me wrong. I mean, look at how they played at the end of the season. But you know how these tournaments go. It just get hot. They're a 2 seed. They're gonna have a decently easy run. Dayton in the second round. I don't think Dayton's that good. Would James Madison over Wisconsin be an upset? Well, yeah, it'd be an upset. It's not a crazy upset. It's a 12 over a 5. Chances of Northwestern beating UConn, not 0. But obviously they're very low. I like Northwestern, but I don't think they're going to beat UConn. You think Purdue can win it all? Well, they're a 1 seed. Of course they can win it all. You think Oregon could go deep? Yeah, Oregon could be a Sweet 16 team, maybe an Elite 8, the furthest they can go. North Carolina over Arizona. Yeah, I mean, I can see you're a North Carolina fan. I don't know, man. You guys are only 4-point favorites over Michigan State. That's tough. How is this year's Purdue team different than last year? You were off on them last year, but not this time. No, I think I only picked Purdue to go, to the Elite 8? For a 1 seed, that's not very good, the Elite 8. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like I picked Purdue to go to the title. For a 1 seed not to make the Final Four, technically that's not, that's underperforming. Is Vermont upset not happening? I don't know. You got to let the game develop. We'll see. North Carolina is gay. Well, great comments. I can't keep taking these L's, man. One Final Four and two Elite Eight teams out in the first round isn't even over. Yeah, that's tough, man. If you have a Final Four team out, who do I have tomorrow? Kansas or Gonzaga? I mean, I did see that game. I saw the line on it, Gonzaga -4.5 because of the injuries to Kansas. But yeah, I mean, you could argue Kansas should have lost to Samford, so probably Gonzaga. Does ESPN give out a reward for being in the top 1% of brackets? Yeah, they give you a lifetime supply of their swimsuit model edition, like subscription or something, apparently. Gonzaga making the Final Four. Let's not overreact to an aberration with Gonzaga. But I agree, I think they're going to beat Kansas. They got a good hand with Kansas. Chances of St. Mary's beating Arizona in the Elite Eight, you mean, to go to the Final Four? I mean, they're going to... there's a chance of it. North Carolina, dude, come on. You had Auburn going to the Final Four in your main bracket. Think I'm screwed. Well, I mean, looks like you're an Auburn fan. It's understandable. They had a really good team. They unfortunately had a March Madness type loss. Yale did UConn a huge favor. Yeah, I agree. This really opens up the bracket now for UConn. I mean, they still might have to contend with Iowa State, but it's wide open. How big of a lead did Auburn blow? It wasn't necessarily that they had a huge lead, but it seemed like they were commanding that game, and I just they were up by like 7 early in the second half. I just expected them to pull away. I mean, they were never down until like it got towards the end. What did you think about the refs in the Florida game? I think Florida got screwed. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna complain about the refs. I mean, I did have Florida winning that game and going deep though. Thoughts on Auburn's loss? Listen, it's March Madness. It is what it is. I'm glad I picked Auburn to lose in the Sweet 16. That's all I'm gonna say. You had Auburn going to your Final Four. I mean, it's an understandable pick, but it's tragic. It is tragic. Am I gonna watch Joker 2? Yeah. Maybe finally a good movie in theaters. These teams miss way too many free throws. Well, yeah, it's like free throws are the equivalent to like college football kickers versus NFL kickers. These are young kids. They're going to miss more free throws. They're all like 70% free throw shooters, most of them. Ivy League is always good for an upset. Well, the last 2 years, yeah, you're right. New Mexico was tragic. New Mexico just laid an egg. That's really the best way I could say it. New Mexico laid an egg. It is what it is. Purdue has got to win. I'm very disappointed they bumped. I mean, listen, we were supposed to have 4 games happening, and this is why I go live at 7 o'clock, and then they just they bump the games back. It's sad to see. Do I like NBA or college basketball more? I mean, college basketball. I used to like the NBA a lot more than I do. I don't watch the NBA much anymore. Got one bracket with only one pick wrong in Duquesne. Well, that if you're telling the truth, that's a crazy bracket then, man. Make a video in 2028. 2028, man, that's Are we? I don't even know if my channel is gonna be around in 2028. That's a long time. About the Philippines election. Maybe the United States invades the Philippines and we can have a little truce and we can vacation to the Philippines. One of the last 10 perfect brackets has Grambling beating Purdue. Well, that's unfortunate. Do I think Nebraska will win? I think they will. I think they'll come back. Yeah, they'll come back. You'd be pissed if Nebraska lost. I do want to see Nebraska against Houston. A&M is just kind of a boring team. They're 20-14 for God's sakes. St. Mary's to the Elite Eight. Book it. It's possible. It is possible. I like St. Mary's. Have we gotten a 12 over a 5 yet? We didn't get a 15 over a 2. Have we even gotten a single 12 over a 5? I mean, Duke is handling this Vermont team pretty easily, I'm not going to lie. Duke is quieting Vermont. They need to keep it within shouting distance. They're down by 8 with the ball. Is the Duke game over? I wouldn't say it's over yet, but Duke is controlling them right now. There's no doubt about it. No 12 over 5. They pushed it back to 8. Yeah, they pushed it back a long time, dude. They pushed it back 40 minutes almost, basically. You have the same Final Four as me? Yeah, we should. I think we should have at least, I'm thinking, minimum 2 of the teams. I think UConn, not that they've locked it up yet, but with Auburn's loss, UConn should be really good to the Final Four. Not that that matters too much. Most people have UConn in the Final Four. Houston, I think their region is wide open. Their region is wide open for them. If they lose to Longwood, I'm gonna have to retire from March Madness. If Houston loses to Longwood, I'll have to retire. Houston versus Longwood, the most irrelevant game of the first round. Why do games start at 1 a.m.? Because you live in friggin' Southeast Asia. Why did they push back the game? It's a rain delay. No, it's because the other game went to overtime. Dude, Longwood, Lord, no. I think Houston might beat them by 40. Dude, Houston has got to be the best team in this tournament. They got to be. Who else is better than Houston? Come on. Would I let Joe Biden sniff me for cash? I'm going to have to pass on that one. I appreciate the dono. Is Stetson the worst team in the bracket or St. Peter's? No, I actually think it's Wagner. Auburn, Duquesne lover. Well, at least you got the Duquesne upset right. You got the Duquesne upset right. Yeah, I have Houston beating Arizona. I have Arizona beating UConn. Arizona beating UConn and then Houston beating Arizona. Who is a lock other than a 1 seed? Well, there's really no lock. I mean, I would say I think Arizona's in a good spot. I don't think North Carolina is in a good spot. I mean, North Carolina is only 3-point favorites against Michigan State. They're probably going to lose that game outright. If you look at history would say Biden has standards only for 12 and under. I think I've outgrown Biden, unfortunately. I don't think he'd be attractive. He'd view me as an old soul. I'm just not attractive to him. Duke looks capable of beating Houston. Don't over... Nicky boy. Buddy boy. Now, don't overreact. Don't overreact. You're a smart man for picking Yale when nobody told you to. Dude, that's like your personality trait. We get it. New Mexico State through. Go look. New Mexico State couldn't hit a 3. It's unfortunate. It's sad. A lot of us like New Mexico. You're never picking Mountain West teams. Yeah, it's always a scam. It's always a scam with Mountain West teams. Your sleeper is Utah State. Yeah, they're very irrelevant. You want to talk about a sleeper. Is Nebraska cooked? I mean, it is... no, man. Listen, it's only a 10-point game. They'll be all right. A&M is playing out of their minds, it looks like. They're not a good offensive team. I don't know how they have 47 points with 3 minutes left in the first half. Too many people were on New Mexico. Come on, man. We're really going to do that again. We're really going to do that with these upsets and say, oh, there's too many people picking it, so it's not going to happen. Let's not do that. Come on. I mean, but a lot of people do that. Texas A&M beating Houston. Oh, Stacy, honey. No. James Madison in your Final Four. It makes sense. It makes sense. Houston, not overrated. Yeah, I agree. I think Houston, it's got to be Houston's year, man. Better chance to win it all, Tennessee or Arizona? It's a good question. It's very close, man. It's very close. I like both of them to go deep. I'm just concerned about... certainly Arizona has a way better second-round matchup, I would say, against Dayton. Tennessee has to face Texas. What is the point spread on that game? I'm guessing it's got to be like 6 or 7... See, Arizona's minus 9.5. Tennessee is 6.5. Yeah, I said 6 or 7. So Arizona definitely has the better second round matchup. I think that's going to be a tight game. 8 o'clock start. Yeah. Duke up by 10. Yeah, I mean, they're playing well right now. I'll give Duke credit. Houston is going to lose tonight. Well, listen, I'll have to retire if that happens. If they lose to Longwood, it's an impossible. It's not possible. Longwood, man. How far can Oakland go? Sweet 16, probably. Does NC State have a chance to make the Elite Eight? Well, I mean, look, they face Oakland next. Obviously very winnable. Why are people talking about Texas? Well, I just think Texas is an interesting tournament team. They just profile well as a tournament team, honestly. Veteran guard play who scored a bunch of points in his college career. Kind of been a weird team in the regular season, but also Tennessee is they're a team that can definitely lose to a team like Texas. That's what I'll say about Tennessee. People seem to be kind of overreacting to Tennessee's win against St. Peter's. It's a good win, but St. Peter's is terrible. And I like Tennessee. I have Tennessee in my Final Four. Can Michigan State make the Final Four? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say they can. TCU in the Final Four. That's a tough one for me. Who is the most overrated team that's left in the tournament? The most overrated team. I mean, maybe Marquette. I just don't know who else, who most people have picked. Maybe, you can't really say UConn. Some analyst on CBS had 3 of his 4 teams in the Final Four from the SEC. Was one of them Alabama? Most overrated team got to be Marquette. Well, it was obviously Kentucky, and then they lost. So, UConn, Duke, Arizona, Creighton as your Final Four? That's an interesting Final Four. You have a perfect bracket going. I doubt that, man. Come on, Clive. But you have Dayton winning it all. That's the problem. Yeah, that is a problem. Charleston winning tonight. Do you think it will happen? It's possible, especially with the SEC issues. The road for San Diego State just got easier. Yeah, San Diego State kind of had a close game against UAB, but we basically all had San Diego State losing to Auburn. Not that I think it matters. I don't think San Diego State's going to be able to beat UConn. Twizzlers or Starbursts? That's a good question. Maybe Starbursts, I'd say. ESPN Bracket Challenge down to 10. They're probably all AI. No, AI can't help. Oh, Vermont trying to come back. Vermont with a comeback. All right, let's just get this Purdue game going. This has been long enough. I mean, both these games are going to be at half anyways. Happened to Memphis and Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma really got knocked down by other teams moving up. And Memphis had a horrible they had a temper tantrum midseason and just melted down badly. Elite Eight, UConn, Iowa State, Michigan State, Arizona, Duke, Marquette, Purdue, Creighton. I mean, I guess it's possible. We used to be 8, 9 seeds. A toss-up. Twizzlers. Yeah, Twizzlers had kind of a weird flavor. I agree. San Diego State. San Diego State, they never should have been in the national title last year anyways. What are the chances Purdue does what Virginia did? I don't think it's very high. I mean, or else I would have picked it. You know someone who picked Alabama to win the whole thing? Probably an Alabama fan. How long am I planning being on live? Oh, being live tonight? I wanted to do these 4 games, but obviously they're not cooperating. These 4 games were already supposed to start a while ago. The Alabama game got pushed back, I think, probably 20 minutes. The Purdue game got pushed back 40 minutes, so I don't know how long I'll be live tonight. But I at least want to see if there's a chance at a Purdue upset. There's no way I'm going to get off of the stream before I know that Purdue is going to win, because it would be amazing to react to it. But no, Purdue is not going to lose, let's be honest. 26.5 point favorites. Elite 8, UConn, Washington State. I like that. Houston, NC State, Baylor, Bama, Tennessee, Gonzaga. Well, look, it's bold. It's very bold. I like Washington State. We need Washington State to beat Iowa State. Grand Canyon over St. Mary's. I don't think so. But you do have to get a little bit nervous. I mean, I like St. Mary's. I do. I think St. Mary's goes on a deep run. I need St. Mary's to win that game badly. But think about the start time. The start time favors St. Mary's as well. You think Nebraska could come back getting scared? I mean, yeah. Listen, it's a higher scoring game. I'll take a look at some of the stats in that game. Jesus Christ. 58 points in the first half is pretty crazy. There's got to be some defensive breakdowns to allow 58 points. They could come back. It's a higher scoring game. There's going to be a lot of points in the second half. Utah State to beat Purdue, unlikely. Texas A&M game is a blowout. Well, right now it's a 14-point game. It's not a blowout. You had Nevada, Drake, Florida, and Auburn. Might be the most unlucky person. Well, that's a brutal. How deep did you have them going though? Guys, I don't think we should, the politics. If Purdue loses tonight, should they just disband the school entirely? It would be a historic event if they lost tonight. It would be very historic. What happened to Arkansas missing this tournament? Yeah, Arkansas, they did start the year with a bit of hype. Last year, I think Arkansas had a lot more hype than this year, though. Do you think A&M or Nebraska will have a higher amount of total points than Colorado, Florida? I would say probably not. They'd have to continue this pace. It's unlikely. Florida Elite 8, Drake Sweet 16, Auburn Final 4. Yeah, that's tough with Auburn. Still can't believe Yale won. Yeah, that's a real shocker. There's no doubt about it. It's a shocker. Hello from Manchester, UK. Welcome. You think TCU has a chance to make the Sweet 16? I mean, they have a chance, I guess. It's very unlikely. They have to get by, Utah State. They probably got like a 53% chance to do that, and then Purdue. I don't think so, man. Vermont making a comeback, yeah. They're down by 2 now. We could get another close game. Almost picked Auburn over UConn. Glad I didn't. Yeah, I was wondering if I should have done that. That's pretty crazy. Do I think Nevada will pull off the upset? Personally, I didn't predict it, so I can't say I think Duke will end up winning personally. So weird how good teams obliterate these lower seeds in non-conference. Yeah, well, also non-conference is the beginning of the season. What's up with Nebraska? They're down. I mean, how deep did you have Nebraska going? Stop sleeping on TCU. Well, I mean, they're in an 8v9 game, and then they have to face a 1 seed. It's going to be tough. Dayton or Arizona? I like Arizona. All right, this Purdue game is started on TNT. Well, maybe it's not on TNT. Do I watch soccer? No. It's on TBS. You only had Nebraska winning one, but I need the points. The points are pretty much irrelevant in the first round. Thousands of people who pick Kentucky versus Auburn. Yeah, maybe SEC fans. I gotta watch this. I don't know. It's 0-0. They might lose. They might lose. Oh, not this again. Duke isn't playing hot. I mean, they're up by 5 at half. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, Nevada went on a little run towards the end of the half, but they were winning. They've been winning the entire game. Yale or Oakland, what's a better upset? Yale's upset win was more surprising to me. Yeah, their logo is Green Bay Packers. It is pretty funny. It's just it's like a piss dark yellow version of it. Edie with a dunk. Talk about Lobo. Listen, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate loss. Yeah, I'm not really worried about Duke right now either. I think Duke will win. Not that I have Duke going very far, but if you have Duke going far, I wouldn't be worried about them. Can you ban any trolls? I don't think anyone is trolling tonight, honestly. Yeah, Princeton went to the Sweet 16 as a 15 seed. They beat Arizona. Spread on the Yale, South Dakota. Oh, we're not going to know about that until probably you'll probably know about that tonight, I believe. Unless maybe you can find it somewhere, but normally that game's going to be taking place on Sunday. So we're not going to know about that spread, at least not right now. I thought Nebraska was supposed to be good. Well, I mean, Nebraska. What do you want me to say? How far did you have them going? Western Kentucky choked. Yeah. Western Kentucky, it's a sad, sad thing when they're up by 7 points at half and they just got obliterated. I can't even lie. Edie scoring 100. Yeah, this game might be over. Well, it's actually 7-4. It hasn't updated. I don't know why. This ESPN thing's college football is shown in the UK. Really? Duquesne or Illinois? Hilarious matchup, man. I think Illinois is 9.5 point favorites. I mean, I hope Illinois wins, obviously, but eight, 9 seeds, I swear, are the most important in the beginning. Well, it's all, I mean, because they're 50-50, basically. UConn has one loss at full health. They lost to UK without Castle and lost to Seton Hall. Yeah, UConn is analytically the best team in college basketball. There's no doubt about it. UConn has 5++ offensive players in terms of efficiency. Listen, when you go 3 of 23 from 3, it's very sad. It's tragic. It is. When you shoot 29% from the field, imagine what time Hawaii plays in the UK. Maybe 7 a.m. 7 a.m. UK time. I don't know. Grambling, this game, it was a close game for a second. I couldn't imagine being on European time. Yeah, they're way ahead of us. They're way ahead of us. Dude, we get you live in the Philippines. You don't have to make it your personality trait. Who is my overall championship pick? It's Houston over Arizona. Do you think the Wisconsin can make the Elite Eight? Probably not, no. I mean, this is a good game. It's 12-8, you know. Grambling is Purdue has started off hot, but Grambling is kind of warding off the storm early. But I mean, dude, we get it. We understand you live in the Philippines. Utah State to the Sweet 16. There seems to be a lot of Utah State chatter. Listen, let me tell you, if Grambling wins this game, then yeah, Utah State can make the Sweet 16. Can JMU make the Sweet 16? Of course. Did I see the attack in Moscow? I did. Very sad. A lot of Europe is the same time difference from Eastern as Hawaii. 6 hours ahead, 6 hours behind. What's up, man? What's going on? Utah State plus 150. It is pretty surprising in an 8v9 game. They're like 5-point underdogs. Oh, never mind. They're 3.5. People might have bet on them to bet that line down. Oh, we do have 4 games going on. I might have to, well, the one game's at half. 2 of the games are at half, actually. Alabama and Charleston. There is 4 games going on now. We'll see if Purdue ends up losing. Yeah, Alabama's playing. Who is first in your bracket? I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm not going to know most people, let's be honest, if there's 1,000 people in my bracket group. Did I bet on Nebraska or A&M? I didn't bet on any games, personally. You got Bama beating Charleston. Yeah, I mean, so do I, but it's kind of concerning what's happened to the SEC. Would I rather live in Utah or Maine? I think you got to go Utah, man. Gators sold, dude. But we knew that was going to be the... I'm really pissed off about Florida losing. How far did I have Auburn going? Losing in the Sweet 16 to UConn. It's breakfast time. It's tea time. It's time for your morning tea. Go ahead, have your morning tea. Cheerio. Cheerio. Do you think there will ever be an NCAA? Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a college football team in Canada. That would be great. Canada University. No, the only chance it would be in Canada, man. It wouldn't be Mexico. It wouldn't be New Zealand. There's no way. Grambling. Grambling State. Yeah, dude, that Florida loss was annoying. If if Clayton would have made that free throw, they would have, well, they still would have lost, I guess, but they would have at least been up by 1 going into that last possession. Uh, I guess Edey missed both free throws, and of course they got the offensive rebound. Alabama, Charleston tied at 10. Who do you think will be the first 1 seed to go out? North Carolina tomorrow. Grambling has no one that can rebound. Yeah, that shouldn't surprise anyone. I mean, they're groping Edey. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The dude's 28 years old. He's playing in college. Come on. What do you expect? You had Florida winning it all? Oh, man. You got a 7 seed winning it all? No, I know. I know. He's the only reason they were in the game. I get it. How does it feel? I sold everyone on Auburn, Florida, New Mexico. But listen, number one, I don't control what you do. You got to fill out the bracket, not me. Number two, none of those teams are in my Final Four. And like, I don't know how you could say I sold people on Auburn. I had them losing in the Sweet 16. That's like as earliest as you could have them losing. Or, I mean, let's be honest, barely anyone had them losing to Yale. Edie already has about 7 rebounds, it looks like. I'm shocked Grambling only has 3 fouls. And they called him for a flagrant. Thoughts on Michigan State Final Four? I don't think it's very likely, man. If you took Florida to the Final Four, you're a sucker. Yeah, or you're just trolling. Or you're trying to go with a lower seed. Yeah, that Houston game is coming up. What the hell was that? Dude, Longwood is, or Grambling is just so, they're so tiny, man. It's going to be very hard for them to win. There's no doubt about that. Sears dropping, yeah, I mean, he's arguably the best point guard in college basketball. Charleston up by 5 right now. Yeah, Purdue's going to the line again. You got fucked on New Mexico to the Elite Eight. I had him in the Sweet 16, I believe. Can Grand Canyon make... I mean, Grand Canyon's in a 12v5 game. They could... I don't think they're going to beat St. Mary's, but theoretically they could win. I know Charleston is up. Not another choke. Jesus Christ. Purdue might have 50 free throws in the first half. What is my favorite? College basketball or college football? I don't know, man. It's a tough question, man. Walter Clayton is your number 1 point guard. I don't think he's number 1, man. Colorado or Marquette? I'd probably say Marquette. Is Edie white or Asian? Maybe a mixture. People overlooked Charleston. They are better than teams like McNeese and Sanford. Well, I mean, all these teams they're all so close. I mean, oh, a 3 for Grambling. And it is a close game. I just want Grambling to keep this close just to see what happens here. Baylor's performance. Baylor was very impressive. They were dominant. There's no doubt about it. Is Illinois good enough to make the Final Four? Well, I mean, Auburn losing really doesn't affect Illinois because you look at where they are. Auburn very likely already would have been out because they would have faced UConn. I don't think Illinois is. Purdue is up by 8. I don't think Illinois is good enough defensively, unfortunately, to beat UConn. But I did like Illinois for a while there, like towards the end of the season, and then they got in that region, and it's just. Plus, they still have to get by Iowa State. I think they can get by Iowa State. Edie got blocked. It is pretty hilarious with the size difference. I think Edie's going to be a first-round pick. Arizona or Baylor? Arizona. Oh my God. Greg. Oh, look at this. Look at this. You're a Trump supporter, white supremacist, hillbilly bum. Greg, I'm very disappointed. You didn't. Where's the transphobe? Can you hit me with a transphobe at least? I think there's 10 perfect brackets still. I think Edie might go in the first round, but they were saying he was going to be a lottery pick. McNeese played university. I don't even know what that means. Kick Greg? Well, no, I want him to call me a transphobe. I want him to call me a transphobe first. Listen, Greg, none of that jargon means anything, brother. I don't care. Yeah, McNeese got crushed. Greg is... It's sad, man. Where's the actual argument? Charleston is up, yes. All right, let me see this game. I mean, what is going on with this game? Jesus Christ. 22 of 42, 9 of 16. Nebraska is in a little bit of trouble. A&M, where's the score? Well, I can only... Listen, do you want me to zoom it out? I really don't like doing this. See, then it autoplays. It auto... But I actually might... I don't know why my ad blocker doesn't work. See if it works now. It'll still just autoplay this then. At least my ad blocker works now. Did I play high school? I played like, not for my high school, but I did play like travel baseball. And I did used to play travel basketball, but only in 7th and 8th grade. I'm about to hit 100K. How is that possible, though, guys? I'm a white supremacist. Oh, I guess this is America. Racists win in this country, right? Wow, that's crazy. Guys, I'm just having fun. Thoughts on Clemson embarrassing New Mexico? Listen, New Mexico had a stinker. Let's just call it what it is. When you go 3 of 23 from 3 and you shoot 29%. Trump will cause world war. All right, this is just becoming it's there's no point in giving it attention. But what I'll say is, if Trump's going to cause World War III, he had 4 years to do it. Where was World War III? He was already in office. But listen, we don't want to derail it. We don't want to derail it. But it is kind of fun to debate, I'm not going to lie. Why did I put Tennessee so far? Well, I think Tennessee, to me, listen, when I picked that region, I believe I was originally going to have, I don't know who I was going to have. I was going to have someone else, but I didn't like how it was seated, so I decided to go with Tennessee. But I do think, listen, when it comes to teams and how they play towards the end of the season, I picked Houston to win the national title, and they lost by 40 points in their final game because it just, like, you can't take one game samples. New Mexico, terrible. Well, I mean, that was an aberration. Yeah, I agree. Listen, it was just such a great comment. I had to respond to it. You don't want to derail it, though. Best team for Cinderella. Probably Oakland. Who does Yale face? Do you think a game will reach 11 o'clock Eastern? Well, listen, there's a game that doesn't start until 10 o'clock. There's a game that doesn't start until 10:05, so obviously there's going to be games that reach 11 o'clock. Do we live in a simulation? That's some deep thought. That makes me lose meaning of life, so I tend to believe no. You know what I'm saying? Auburn sold your bracket. Did you have them winning a title? All right, man. Listen, you're not going to come in and derail. You're not going to come in and derail my stream. You got your attention like a 13-year-old girl. There you go. Go jack off to Sydney Sweeney tonight. Yale versus San Diego State. I mean, I think Yale could win that game, honestly. I think Yale could advance. I think Oakland could advance. I'm not high on San Diego State. San Diego State makes another run. Did you get UConn last year? Listen, I don't know what I had on UConn. I think I had Houston last year as well. My bracket finished in the 88th percentile, my main one. Technically, I had brackets in the 99th percentile, but they were secondary brackets. Where am I from? I'm from Ohio. Alabama coming back, Purdue winning. Thoughts on NC State? I mean, they could certainly make a run. They've got Oakland next. How does March Madness affect the election? It's a seismic effect. I want to have fun with this. I'm not going to be able to answer that. Colorado Final Four. Colorado might make a run. Listen, I liked Colorado. It sucks that Colorado was in the first four. Yeah, but you could say that with McNeese, you could say that about a lot of these teams, dude. They all have like look at Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is a paper tiger as well. That doesn't mean they're automatically going to lose. It's such a game by game thing. No, I'm not from Canton, man. Guys, I'm not gonna sit here and say where I'm from. Really, I think only like 3 people know where I'm from. Yeah, it'll crash the Canadian dollar. No, I'm not from Cleveland. I might have stalkers. Nobody really cares. Listen, if I had 1 million subscribers, it would be different. It depends how famous you are, and then you get stalkers, yeah. Who should you root for now that New Mexico lost? Longwood. Am I a band kid? I've never. The only instrument I played was when they made us play the recorder in second grade, I think, for music class. Guys, I'm not from Athens, Ohio. Come on. I'm not from a listen. I'm not going to dox myself, all right? People say strange things in these chats. This seems like one of the better ones. This is one of the more clean chats we've had. No, I'm not from Akron. I'm not from Medina. I doxed myself last night in Discord. Dude, you're just trolling. I don't even think I was on Discord last night. You're just randomly making stuff up. Oh, man. You're making stuff up. How does Texas A&M have 72 points with 15 minutes left? I don't think Grambling's going to win. Alabama's starting, not really pulling away, but they're up now. Oh my god. I'm not from Mansfield. I'm not from Massillon. Can we? Yeah, let's stop trying to just. You're just saying random cities. I'm not answering those questions anymore, man. Edie is on the bench. Time to make a run. Well, it is 29-23 right now. I don't know why it's not updated. If they can get a stop here, maybe. Yeah, they get a turnover. They're down by 6. They get the ball. So I think Nebraska won't make a comeback. I mean, technically, it's still possible. They just got to go on a run here. There's still 15 minutes left. You picked Houston, Creighton, North Carolina, and Auburn. Yeah, I think you're pretty much screwed. Honestly, the problem is I think Houston will win, but the other 3 teams I don't think are going to make it. Maybe Creighton, but I don't think North Carolina is. There's a lot of... oh, you got to hit that, man. They were only down by 6. They had the ball. It's not updated. Yeah. Oh, Edie's back in the game. Foul. Uh, are women allowed to be in here? Yeah, just not men pretending to be women. Roblox live stream. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. Are you gonna stream longer since it's the weekend? It doesn't really matter if it's the weekend or not. Normally I stay up pretty late anyways. It's just like I get tired of talking at a certain point and just I'd rather Grambling's only down. Well, this thing is ahead of me. This thing is ahead of me. Right now it says it's 29-25, but it says it's 31. I'd like to see Grambling tie this up and really turn the heat on. I can't believe Purdue. Do a Fortnite stream? Come on, man. The only thing is that A&M is on a run. Yeah, A&M is... You're putting Houston on upset alert. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. What game am I streaming tomorrow? I don't know, man. There's less games tomorrow. It's gonna be tough to find a game. I was told most of the good games are on early. Do an IRL stream where I go to protests. Come on. Protest of what? A war? Prize picks. I'm not on any gambling site. Do you play Call of Duty? My favorite COD was Black Ops 1. Really, I didn't play much after that, honestly. Do I have spring break? It's irrelevant. I'm not in school. Longwood gonna slap. Listen, if Longwood wins, I'm gonna have to retire. How far does Michigan State make it? I think they can. I think they're gonna win tomorrow. There's a statistic about 1 seeds in the second round facing 8 or 9 seeds, and when the spread is within 5 points, they normally always lose outright to the 8 or the 9 seed. And right now it's 3.5. And I would guess people are probably betting on Michigan State if I had to guess. It's still 3.5. But analytic, like, what is with all this? People are just, I can see you. You don't have to at me. It's there's a lot of people that are doing this. How was my day? I mean, it was fine, man. Blackbrook. Michael, I'm actually starting to be in agreement with you, man. We're going to have to possibly look into that. It's a troll dude. Listen, if I had a simp hot girl, I'd be very happy, but this is ridiculous. Come on. Well, he wasn't trolling there for a little while. He was actually like asking me legit questions, but now he's back to trolling. How far does Oakland go? Maybe they beat NC State. I could, I mean, NC State's an 11 seed. They could beat NC State. They have momentum now. But also another thing I'm worried about with Oakland, they rely so much on threes. If they go cold, they're screwed. But I mean, we've seen 15 seeds go to the Sweet 16. Oakland could very easily do it as well. They're better than a lot of those 15 seeds. Do a gay club stream. That's great comment. The other 16-1 upset were aired on TNT and scheduled to tip off on the. No, Purdue's game did not start at 9:20. Did it? There's no way. Purdue's game last year when they got upset, someone's gonna have to tell me it was around 7, right? There's no way it was 9:20. It was earlier than that. Was it seriously 9:20? Do I think Shohei is in trouble? I doubt it, man. I doubt it. Honestly, but people just hate the Dodgers so much, so of course they want him to get suspended. But that situation is just weird in general. Is March Madness canceled if we go into World War III? I think that's the one thing they might decide to keep. They might say, we should keep March Madness even if there is a World War. You have Vermont in your Final Four. Are you cooked? I don't know, man. Vermont is putting up a fight right now. We'll see. The live Grambling line is plus 20.5. It's a 4-point game right now. Yeah, that's a good value right there, man. That's good value. It's a 4-point game. Imagine they lose. Alabama taking care of business against Charleston. Come on, just jack up a 3. Jack it up. Oh, come on. Dude, the dude freaking airballed a floater. What am I going to stream after March Madness? The normal stuff that I stream normally is just like... Normally I'll stream on a college football Saturday night at like 9 o'clock at night. If that makes sense. Like when it's like the late night window, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock during college football, Saturdays is normally when I'll stream. Or I'll just stream once a week and just talk to some people just randomly. Yeah, they blocked Edie. Dude, this Grambling team, they need to hit a 3. Hit a 3. Grambling has 4 blocks. 2 minutes left, Grambling down 4. This could happen. This is another 16 over a 1. Shoot that, son. Oh, son. Oh. He misses a 3. We got Grambling, man. Oh, and then frickin' Fletcher Lawyer. Oh, wasn't that the kid at Michigan State? Oh my god. Edie already has 16 and 11. That was a big 3 for Purdue. Man, Purdue has attempted 13 threes, Grambling only 3 threes. That's shocking in a 1v16 game. Oh, God. Grambling's got to start making threes. A jump ball. Which party am I running in 2024? Maybe the Green Party with Jill Stein, the beast herself. Grambling is plus 2,500. There's no way, man. Come on. Stream the election. Yeah, that might be a world record for meltdowns. Dude, a world record for the amount of times the chat yells at each other. Don't see the upset. Well, it's a 1v16. I mean, it's very hard for it to happen anyways. Wow, Edie cannot shoot free throws. Holy shit. I mean, Duke is only up by 5 right now. Is the next game seriously TCU, Utah State? Oh no, it's Houston. Dude just climbed on Edie's back, but he didn't get the rebound. Do I predict a civil war? Civil war is so unlikely, man. It's not going to happen. Ah, god damn it. Yeah, Purdue went up by 9 at half. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Grambling is plus 21.5 right now. They're down by 9 at half. You had Nevada going to your Final Four. Jesus, man. You have one of the 10 perfect brackets. You're gonna have to verify that. Only see a 16 seed versus a 1 seed and a 9 seed. I don't even know what does that mean. Not looking good for Nebraska, yeah. Nine is close enough, not impossible. Yeah, but they could also just blow them out to start the second half. Another Cold War. Yeah, Jonathan, I think that's a good point. I think a Cold War is much more likely than World War III. Guys, we're not doing the politics now. Guard for Duke has his nails painted blue. I haven't been watching that game. I can't even unban him. I can't even unban. But guys, we're not gonna have this derailed by someone. Come on, this is ridiculous. I can't even unban him. Who am I gonna pick in my redo bracket? I don't know, man. We're gonna have to see, because the thing is, there's still the round of 32 games. Guys, my chat is a bunch of 17-year-olds. Do I think Houston... Dude, I think Houston's going to crush Longwood. What's up? What's up, Dark? I know, I'm going to have to start blocking some of these people. These are just like 16-year-old kids. They're annoying the hell out of me. Purdue is playing right down the road in Indy. Yeah, that's basically a home court for them. Are they playing at an NBA arena? I wish we could just have a normal chat. Well, these people are NPCs. A troll comes into my chat. He wants attention, and these people fall for it. No, Nebraska, unfortunately, is getting crushed. You need to help set up the Discord server. I think the Discord server is it's lost, man. There's a bot on the Discord server that's it like restricts people from joining, I think. Unfortunately, Nebraska is gonna lose. Yes. Alabama's gonna win. Do I think Texas has a realistic chance to beat Tennessee? Rowan, I do. I do think there is a chance, yes. I'm going to be watching you in March Madness in a couple years. I mean, what are you in high school right now, man? Are you a recruit? Yeah, man. I liked Illinois before their draw. I'm just concerned about Illinois and their lack of defense, honestly, and also the fact that they faced UConn. But who knows? Will Utah State save the 8 seeds? Have all the 9 seeds won? Yeah, I mean Utah State is an underdog as well. Yeah, the first round is the best part by far. Grambling Purdue at half. We're gonna see if Grambling can come back and then. What car do I drive? Are you trying to know my license plate number, man? Come on. Showing love from North Korea. Xi Jinping, I appreciate it. Did everyone pick UConn? No, no. Some of us picked Houston. Some people picked Arizona. Some people picked North Carolina. I saw the third most picked team was North Carolina. Did I play Little League? I mean, no, I didn't play when I was really small, but I did play like when I was in 6th and 7th grade. Te- Texas A&M was your Cinderella. Yeah, Texas A&M looks like they're gonna win. They're scoring a lot of points. It's March Madness. Anything can happen. I agree. Only a casual would pick North Carolina. Yeah, well, a lot of people know North Carolina. They're always going to pick North Carolina. They see they're a 1 seed. You're from South Korea? Do a poll to see which seed was picked most to win it all. Well, that's kind of meaningless. I mean, you're better off just looking at ESPN and seeing like the most popular bracket. Picked Longwood for your $500 money league. What is that even? So you have to pick one team to win, and you picked Longwood or something? Do I think the stream will go back down to 100 people watching after March Madness ends? Probably. I don't really pay attention to the amount of people watching as long as there's enough of a chat to carry a conversation, really. Oh my god. Remember when Chat Bracket wanted to do a chat by choosing each. Yeah, I remember that, man. Guys, when you give the trolls attention, you're feeding them. Still have a perfect bracket in women's. Well, it's understandable. I mean, it's very easy to get a perfect bracket, at least at the beginning. James Madison over Wisconsin. Yeah, that seems pretty good, man. Oh, there's still five. There's still 12 games. That's what I was. That's why there hasn't been an upset yet. I know that it's the problem, man. These people don't under. No. I guess that's why they troll. If I give you $5, can you unban Greg? Keep your money, man. Women's game is more predictable because well, yeah, that's why I think they should actually eliminate auto bids in the women's because those spreads are just ridiculous. Like 50-point spread. Houston versus Michigan State. That's a crazy national title prediction, dude. That is a crazy national title prediction. I think no one's ever gonna get a perfect bracket because it's only once a year it happens, man. 13 over 4 will be more frequent than 12 over 5. That seems like an overreaction. Does studying March Madness do anything? What do you mean studying March Madness like it's a I'll tell you, Alabama, this is pretty good. I mean, good offense from them, not surprising, but they're up by 15. You're committed to Villanova? No, you're lying, man. You just made up a name. Come on. Listen, I will be honest. It was my fault for engaging. I should have just immediately. If I would have just banned him, the chat wouldn't have even been doing this. Dogecoin. Listen, Dogecoin is going to do well, yes. Look me up. Yeah, but there's no proof that that's actually you. You could have just said a random player. Didn't think A&M's offense has just been ridiculous this entire game. It is what it is. These other three games are very chalky. Maybe Purdue. Dude just picked a random player and said he's him. Yeah, Colorado versus Florida was tough, man. Dark, I highly doubt he's in there. You just committed to Grambling. Congratulations to you. I'm going to turn the Purdue game back on. And we'll see if they can do something. This window sucks. This is a brutal stretch of games right here. This is not good. This is really bad. What do you mean I picked the worst windows to stream? It's just the 7 o'clock window. I don't know what you want from me. It's supposed to be prime time. How does New Mexico lose? It's a shocker. Grand Canyon, St. Peter's. What are you talking about, man? St. Peter's already lost. I mean, there is a Greg that joined at 8:19. Go ahead. Well, see if he comments, and then you'll know if to remove him or not. He wants attention. Yeah, this is prime time, son. I know you're 13 years old, but 7, 8 o'clock is prime time on the East Coast. UConn. Yeah, that UConn game. The biggest blowout I've seen. James Madison. Yeah, James Madison should be a good pick. I think that we got to get a 12 over a 5. I just hope the 12 over 5 is James Madison. Hopefully St. Mary's moves on. Do I want Purdue to lose? Well, it would be great for just it'd be hilarious, but I don't root for them to lose, no. I guess I kind of am rooting for them to lose, but I don't have anything against Purdue. Vermont making a comeback. Yeah, no. Man, Vermont really struggled offensively in that game, huh? Wow. 15 points in the second half. You're not going to win a game like that. Could I see Houston winning by 20? Yeah, I mean, I think they're 24-point favorites. Yeah, I think Duke should hold on, obviously. I don't know if Vermont made a 3, but UConn basketball will end up being like Alabama football. I doubt it, man. It's so hard to do what Alabama football did. You pick too many upsets. Yeah, it's understandable. Purdue should not have been. Well, Purdue definitely should have been a 1 seed. I mean, they were the third 1 seed. They weren't even fourth. I will say this halftime is just ridiculous. I mean, holy crap. Man, that Vermont Duke game. I don't really follow college wrestling, man. I'm sorry. Arizona has no prayer at Final Four. Oh no, Arizona can make the Final Four for sure. Golden Gamer, what's up, man? Picked Big Nice to the Elite Eight. Yeah, it's understandable. I had them in the round of 32. Shouldn't have bought into the Auburn hype. How deep did you have them going? I mean, if you had them going to the Final Four. Well, a few people have said they have perfect brackets. We know they're lying. Halftime longer than football? It seems like it, man. Can we ban Scotty B? Because he's cringe. Well, I mean, I don't see an issue with it right now, personally. Did I expect A&M to destroy Nebraska? No, I didn't. I mean, A&M's offense was ridiculous. It's a bit concerning. Do you think there will be any perfect brackets? No, because the issue is there's still two 5-12 games. And normally that's going to eliminate a lot of people depending on, because 5-12 games are very 50-50. And plus this 8-9 game is another one that's going to be 50-50, so that's just going to eliminate brackets by default. There might be one or two remaining. I don't think so, though. Officiating in Florida, Colorado was absurd. Yeah, I had Florida going deep, man, to the Elite Eight. Did I expect Vermont to keep it this close? I mean, I'm really not. I don't think this is a red flag for Duke. They've been controlling this game. They're up by 9. What was the spread, 12? How many points did the winner get last year? I have no clue. I'm not even sure what you get for winning, actually. The ESPN challenge. I don't even think they give you anything good anymore. Maybe they give you something, I don't know. But this is crazy, actually. Like, the halftime in this Purdue game is... The halftime in this Purdue game might be... There might be a delay or something. It's getting to that point. What are the chances your bracket still wins the family pool? What do you mean family pool? I'm not... You mean my group's pool? Yeah, I still have a chance. I've got all the Final Four teams. Big fan of me. Thank you, Scotty. Yeah, I don't know why somebody wants to ban you. Round of 32 matchups. Yep. UConn Northwestern. You got to take UConn. San Diego State, Yale. Probably San Diego State. They're going to win a boring game. Duquesne, Illinois. Washington State, Iowa State. I'll go with the upset there. North Carolina, Michigan State. I don't know, man. That's possibly Michigan State. Clemson, Baylor. You got to go Baylor. Dayton, Arizona. You got to go Zona. Texas, Tennessee. Oregon, Creighton is a fun matchup. Gonzaga, Kansas. Probably Gonzaga. Colorado, Marquette. I'm the dude living in the library that got scammed. And yeah, but how are you living in a library? What is the living situation like? You say you live in a library. Do you sleep on top of the books? Do you sleep under a trash can? UConn easily making a Final Four run. Well, it looks that way with Auburn out. It does. It looks possibly. What else do you follow besides college basketball? Um, mainly like it depends. You know, I will kind of follow the NBA, MLB, NFL, college football. Yeah, Grambling with a quick two. Edey comes back, gets his own rebound, and of course gets fouled. Disgusting. Alabama is impressive right now. They're impressive. You follow UFC? Not really, no. I know, what is it, UFC 300? I know that's coming up. The library is 24 hours open. I'm out during the day and sleep in the recliner type chairs. How nice is the library? Edey can't make a free throw. Dude, Edey is. It's hard watching this team play. It really is. Yeah, they're up by 10 now. It's tough to watch Purdue. It's just a bunch of just free throws. UConn, San Diego State rematch. I think UConn might crush them, honestly, man. Since A&M's offense was so good today, yeah, A&M's got to lose against Houston, guys. Come on. Purdue just they're up 13 now. Purdue's up 42 to 29. That might be the game. Matt, it doesn't look like Grambling is pulling it off, unfortunately. Yeah, we got some real. Holy crap, we got 4 blowouts. We have 4 blowouts on our hands. It's unfortunate. It's sad to see. Wemby won't have fun guarding Edey. I could see Edey averaging 12 and 12 in the NBA. He's a big boy. These games are slot fests. Yeah, I agree. Duke should play TJ Power. Wasn't he a 5-star, like a low 5-star? A&M gonna hang 100? Possibly. Are you gonna make a second chance bracket? Yeah, but what, it doesn't come out till Monday. Second chance. But guys, of course I'm gonna make a second chance brackets. I always make videos like that. It's great for content. Look at my bracket pool. Your name 1 on the group list now. Let's see if this actually updated. It didn't update. Look at this stream bracket. Um, I don't see you. Oh, you are there. Holy shit, dude. All right, you were telling the truth though. You were telling the truth. Let's see. Tennessee over Houston, North Carolina over UConn. I mean, yeah, dude, it's possible. Does anyone else have a bracket that's high? GTA 6 delayed till 2026. Yeah, I saw that, man. It's an unfortunate turn. Think about the one thing I was thinking about with GTA 6. How many hours of content are going to be uploaded on YouTube worth of GTA 6? If you could pick one team to surprise everyone, who would it be? Well, it's hard to really say. I mean, maybe Duquesne. Oakland. Well, they kind of already did. You're going to win your group challenge in every league? I doubt it. You know how these things work. It's irrelevant. The first few rounds are irrelevant as long as you have your Final Four. Yeah, Judkins and Evan Stewart held it. I didn't know about Evan Stewart, but you're ranked 42nd. Well, I'll be able to find you if you're ranked 42nd. Mac. I don't know. I can't find you. Hold on. Oh, there you are. You got Illinois winning it. Purdue over Wisconsin, man. Come on. Went from last to first in last two rounds. Yes, you can't be a rookie. You can't celebrate in the first round, man. But yeah, all these games are blowouts. I'm looking at these games and Purdue is not going to lose. Duke wins. I would imagine a few more brackets are going to go down. Said Auburn is a first round exit. You said it's not going to happen. Well, it was very unlikely, but if you called that, congratulations. 386. Yeah, Purdue's up by 15. There's only going to be 4 brackets left, it looks like. The women's. It's very unlikely. But Purdue could lose. Either way, they aren't good. Now they'll win, man. We don't know who they play yet. You have a bracket at 0 percentile. I'm sure. Did you try and get it to the 0 percentile? Elon and Twitter are going to affect. Well, it's certainly a better situation, yes. Longwood is going to beat Houston. Absolutely. Now there are 4 left. I'm guessing they're all going to be eliminated tonight because there's two 12v5 games. Let me see the games for tomorrow. This is just such a weird game. This is a 10:45 a.m. game. And then they've got the next game as well. I mean, I guess there's some games, in the late night. Texas, Tennessee could be decent. Washington State, Iowa State could be good. Michigan State, North Carolina should be good. I'm surprised they put that at 5:30. I figured that would have been a 3:15 game. And I'm not. I mean, if I were to give predictions on this, I'll give predictions. I think Arizona should move on. Gonzaga. I think Michigan State's probably going to win, actually. Washington State. Probably NC State. Tennessee, Illinois, and then Oregon with an upset. Gonzaga, Kansas, North Carolina, Michigan State feel like Elite Eight games. Yeah. I mean, the problem with Kansas is just the injuries. NCAA has a Capital One website bracket challenge on their website down to 8 brackets. I think they'll probably all be gone. Colorado Florida game, highest scoring game ever. Yeah, somebody was saying it was. I don't know if that's true or not. Ugh. Yeah, these games are over. It's just the late night window mainly now. Houston has gone down to 23.5. Wisconsin 5.5. That's a lethal spread. I definitely think there's going to be a 12 over a 5. I don't know if it's going to be James Madison or Grand Canyon. TCU, Utah State. Who knows? I like Utah State. I don't know, man. Great game at 9:40. Yeah, that's there's two good games. Unfortunately, they're happening late. It says the Purdue game is in the first half. It might have been a glitch, man. I don't know. It should be correct at this point. I should be streaming, I don't know, probably sometime tomorrow, maybe at night again. We'll have to see. But that's going to do it for this live stream. Unfortunately, these games are blowouts at this point. Thoughts on the Florida loss? Disappointing. Disappointing. They came back really late, and then of course a late jumper on the baseline, but there was some shoddy officiating. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna complain about the officiating, but we knew that Florida, that's that type of team they are. Did not want them to face Colorado. Never mind, your mouse slipped and you were watching stream from an hour ago. I mean, why does it have Grambling but not? It doesn't have the state here. That's kind of weird. Yeah, Purdue finally pulling away. Auburn screwed you. Yeah, a lot of people did. They got screwed by Auburn. All right.